Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me for a brand new video with a brand new game, Thrive Heavy Lies the Crown. It is bound to get into early access somewhere in the beginning of 2024, so that's still ahead of us. And this is basically what they call the beta playtest, although it says here the game is still in alpha. And it is a nice city builder with real-time strategy things in it, with a lot of extra stuff in it, and I think it has quite a bit of promise, so I would love to show you this. So that's why we have this first look. So let's get into the single player. Here we can see the land of Nisamor, and we have to select our province. Doesn't really matter, all provinces have the same stuff. We also have a limited amount of things we can change, because this is just a playtest, so we can't change colors and stuff. So, I don't know, let's start in Upidene. There we go. Now it has to load the map and some other things, and from there on, we can start to play this game and have some fun. And I think this game has quite a bit of potential. It is still very early, so we can't say too much about it yet, but they make quite a bit of progress so far, and I'll keep my eyes on this. And hopefully we can have a lot of fun with this, and I can show you a lot with this nice little game. Thrive Heavy Lies the Crown is a work in progress, and this is only a small snapshot of everything that's in the game, and we're going to see quite a bit already, so that's pretty nice. Now it has to load up a bit, which takes some time, but here we are. 2 months. 2 months since the fall of Aldamor, since you gathered the survivors and set out for a new home. Nisamor is the future, a land free from the terrors of the past. Here you will build a new kingdom, guided by the faithful advisors who form your curia. Your advisors are very competent, but none can deny their own interest. Everyone has a plan for your reign. In the end, it is you alone who must set the tone for your rule. Where do your interests lie? Where wisdom is grown, little fear remains. We rise with vigilance, scared but unbroken, and prosperity pursuits ensures a bountiful future. Well, I'm going to go for wise. Would you like to play the tutorial? No, we're going to skip the tutorial for now. There we are. Here we have our little caravan. We can move it around if we want to find a different or a better or a more suitable place to get started. I think we should move it a little bit more over to this side. And from there on we can start. How can you start? Well, you just deploy your caravan. And now this is our starting area. The borders of our land we can see right here in blue. We can even zoom out further and see more of our land. So this is provinces and things around us. There's other villages apparently. So there's a lot that we can do. But for now we should just zoom in and start building our own town. Now this is our caravan. We can see that there's farmers in there. There's logs and there's rough stone. And we now have to build our keep. Well, I'm just going to build our keep on top of our caravan. So let's go straight here. And now we can see everybody bursting out. They will now all start to work. And they will build our little keep here, which is basically the main structure that you have. It's a very important one, so we should be very wary of it. Make sure that it stays in good condition and stuff like that. And we can see a bunch of people is not doing anything. A bunch is working out. That's good. Everybody that's working there we can see right here. So 10 people can build this at one go. That's why it's going pretty fast. And from here on we can start to extend our little village. There we go. You can really see by the yellow highlighted areas what they're still building and doing and how this will look for a bit. That's really cool. I like that. And there it is. It is done. The keep was constructed. And this is our very royal place now. Now, logistics in this game are going to be very important. I will show you soon enough. But I can't stress enough how important and valuable a good road network is going to be. And in order to show you that, we'll get a few things done. But we'll start with some buildings that we desperately need. And one of them is a primitive stockpile. Now you can see there's this white area around it. That is the area in reach of the stockpile. That means that once goods get into the stockpile, they can be transported in from outside that area. But once they are in, the people from the stockpile will have to deliver those to the people inside that white area. That's also where you need to construct things. So if we, for instance, want to start constructing housing, we have to do that inside this little area. if we don't build a house inside this area, it will not get done. Because the deliveries from this, the people that work in here will have to do all the deliveries, and they can't do that if there is no house, if they're not in the area. Now we also are going to need a little stockpile for food, and that's called the market. That's also where you stockpile your food. So let's go over there and let's set that building up to a food stores. I'd like to get that up here. And this is serving all the people in this area. So all the people that we build in here will be the ones that actually be able to get some food. So if we want to expand and get a very big town, we will need to make sure that we have plenty of space or more stockpiles so that we can serve all the people. Now we need to start working on getting some stocks in. And one of the things that we desperately need is wood. So what I like to do is build a wood pile here, or a wood cutter, and this logger camp will start to tear down all the trees. There's 33 in its area. A good thing is we can extend the range of this area, so we can make it bigger to encompass more trees or less trees. This is fine for now, so they'll just take down all these trees. It's really nice that we can give it a big zone. We have to do the same with stones. Now we can see there's stones laying around here, so what I just like to do is build it over here. Set this up to be a bit bigger. We can see that it now has 20 stone piles in its area, and people will start to work there. We are now gathering wood. We are gathering stone. We have our stockpile, and from that stockpile, people like this one is carrying 2 logs, and they will bring that to this building site. Now you can already see there's 5 people in there. These 5 people will have to stockpile everything in its area. So if we plant like 10 houses now, they'll be very busy stockpiling all those 10 houses with the goods before they can be built. You can also see that they take this road, they walk all the way up here, and then they start to stockpile this. So a road network is going to be vital in this game, since these people will have to get everywhere pretty quickly. So we have to keep that in mind. Now we should see an influx of wood, hopefully pretty quickly. We already see a little bit of stone incoming. I don't think there's a lot more stuff in our caravan yet. So that's an interesting thing. Pack the caravan back up for travel. Well, we can back it up for travel. There's nothing in it anymore. And now it can travel. So we can move it away and we can use all the space that we have here. I think that's good. So let's keep it there. We're going to need the caravan later on. Just not right now. And we can see all the stone is delivered. They're still delivering logs. Oh, there's a big cloud coming by. And nope, it's nighttime now. That's cool. Well, these are busy making sure that we get the wood that we need. So hopefully they can bring in logs at a good pace. But at least we have the ability to have stone. And we can hopefully soon support our village with food distribution. So that will be great. How much more? 28. It's 40. Yes, so 12 more logs. Now, I think this one is carrying logs into the stockpile from the wood chopper. So we can already see that this still has to be traveled. So that takes some time. But we can see there's multiple incoming. So there's multiple logs being brought in. 2, 4. And then these start taking them out and bringing them to the construction site. So yeah, it takes a bit of time. And now in the beginning it's okay though, because we don't mind. But later on, if we need more wood, we just have to build a stockpile somewhere here too, so that they can deliver it very quickly. And from there on we will see how things go. Good thing is all stockpiles are connected, so if something is put in this one, if we build another one here, they can also use it. So that's nice, they don't have to be traveling back and forth from one stockpile to the other. I think that would also make the whole system a bit too complex. That's my opinion, of course, but I think that would be the case. So luckily that's not happening. But let's see how this goes from here on. We have the food stores being built now, so I guess we can also start setting up some other things. And another thing that we are going to need soon is a well to give water to all the people, but also a wood chopper. But let's start with a row of houses, so at least we know how we can do here with houses. And as you can see right now, there'll be one space left. So what I actually would like to do is destroy this, and then we'll set it up like this so that we can build a road in between here. and have an extra connection, which might save a lot of time soon. Alright, let's start setting up a few more houses. Yes, this looks good. Then we can build a road connection here, yet again. Now, if we want to build a well, you can already see that it also has its own area in which it gives water. So let's build a well right there. And it will water this area. You can see it's not a very big area, but in case of a fire and stuff, they will also need to get water from the well. So it will be very good to make sure that we have multiple wells not too far from each other to make sure that everything can be handled very good. Alright, the food stores are almost up. I like that. And then hopefully from there on we can continue with more stuff. We have our first house ready. Yes, they have a house. So sorry that some things are still like default, then we don't know what it is, but this is probably the food storage there. I don't know what that is. This is water. This is firewood. We also have to start working on some firewood. Now I guess having that close to the stockpile can be really interesting, because then they can easily get the wood and they can easily deliver the firewood to it. So that might be very good and interesting to have it there. We can already set up another dirt road. That might be good. And now we'll just have to wait for some of these constructions to get ready. We can also see that there's nobody working in the food stores right now. Now, luckily for us, we don't have food anyway, so we don't really care. But one of the things we need is to make sure that we get the well up, so that people can get more happy and we unlock more spaces for people to live in. So I want them to start delivering goods to the well first. You can do that by prioritizing the deliveries. The deliveries will now go there first, and once it's done, builders will be dispatched to make sure that that house gets built. And that's a nice feature. Now, we already saw that there weren't any people in the food stores now. There's one there now, so that's a good thing. So there must be a way to prioritize where people work. And there is. We have this jobs tab up here. And if we click it, we can see a list of different jobs and their priority. The top ones are the most prioritized. Well, of course, not unemployed, but the builders and the primitive stockpile is then prioritized. And the food stores has quite the less priority. So what I would like to do is up that a bit behind the stockpile, but before the logger camp and the quarry, so that they will first do different jobs and then start to work in the quarry. They will basically start filling in the jobs from the top and then down, and as soon as they run out of workers, then the lowest jobs won't be done. And for now, that's good if we do it in this order, because I really want people in the food stores. Not that we're creating food yet, but soon enough we will, and then it will be good to have that. All right, we have the well, but you can already see nobody working there, because it's also all the way down the list. So let's get it up. Even in front of the food stores, I think, so that we make sure that people start working in the well soon. No, it's still down here. I'm not doing this correctly. I did the warrior camp up. That's not supposed to happen. That should be completely down. All right, there we are. And now they start to collect water here, which is good, because then all the people can have water and they'll be more happy. And more people will be unlocked to live in a house. We can now see that there's 2 spaces that they can occupy. These are still locked. As soon as we give them some more stuff, they will be able to also get more places unlocked. So that's really cool. I think it's time to start thinking of some food. Now, food needs to be in range for a food store to actually be taken in. So let's build a big field here. We have to make sure that people work there. So let's get this up. Yes. But the thing is, right now this is not the most efficient place, because we want to build houses and stuff here later on. But it's very expensive to build another food stores yet. Maybe later we'll just build a food store somewhere and get a lot of farming around it. And then they can collect all the food there. So that might be the best option for later. For now, we're just going to go on as we are right now by having some apple orchards in the range of the food storage, so that they can actually bring in those foods here. That will be great, as we are slowly still collecting logs. We are not really stoning at this point. but that should not be too much of a problem. I think at some point we'll get to it, especially if we get more villagers in. The way to get more villagers is to make sure that we have enough housing for everyone. So let's make sure we get going with that. We'll just build a lot more houses and get all the people in. We can even get an extra road here, and I'm very tempting to do that so that we have as much space for people to walk and to go by their way as efficiently as possible. Should be interesting. The wood chopper was constructed. Nice. So now we can get some firewood. I would also like to put this above the logger and carrier camp. So hopefully that will help. I think we are going to need some stone here though. So what I would like to do is get one worker out of here. Because we don't have food or much food yet. So we don't need 2 in there. We can also take 1 out of here. So that we can get slowly some people into the quarry, for instance. If we take 2 out of here, there should be 1 in the quarry camp now, I believe. But we'll have to wait a bit. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time before they actually go there then. But I believe in terms of numbers, that should be the case. We have 4, 6, 8, 10, 14. Yeah, there's 1 in the quarry camp now. But we need more stones to build those houses. And I think only once we have enough houses, we will get to a point where we can grow our population and have more space available to us. So we really need to make sure that we get a lot of stuff in. Alright, this is all the wood, this is all the wood, this is all the wood. So that's already good. All these houses have their wood delivered already. So all they need now is their stone. So let's get another one of these out for now. You have to play around a bit, especially in the beginning, since we have only 20 people and we need more. So we'll just play with them a bit until we get all the numbers right. And then we can start filling back the buildings as we grow our population. But for now, it's pretty stable. We just need 4 more stone here. So these need to bring in 4 more stone. And then they can go. There's 2 stone. There's another 2 stone. So we have the 4 stone for the next house. And just another 10 for the next. So I think that should go rather quickly. What's this? Oh, these don't have logs, so they can't really build anything. But now they got a bit of logs again, and now they're chopping firewood again. That's really good. They have 19, 23. So apparently they can make full firewood out of a single log. And we can see that some of these houses have some firewood now. Others don't. So they're not really in agreement yet whether they all have firewood or not. But some do, which is good. Let's hope they can keep a sufficient supply there. As they're now building this house, the first stone is delivered to this next house. So let's keep this up, and then hopefully we should soon see that we get some extra people in. For now this works, so let's close this off, because all the messages that new people are arriving and stuff get in here. Here we have the event log, we can see it there too, but I think it's better to just watch it here. We have 2 logs again, but they're straight taken out by this person, I guess, to start creating firewood. Yeah, more and more houses start to have firewood. I think we also have some apples now, which is good. These can now start delivering some of those apples. They produce 12 each cycle, which is nice. And then hopefully that will get happiness up even further and unlock more spaces so more people can live in these houses. That's basically the key, because then we don't have to... Like, if only 2 people can live in a house, we need a ton of houses before we can grow our population. If 3 people can live in a house, we need fewer houses to still be able to grow our population. Which saves resources, so I guess that is a good thing. So we should aim a little bit for that. But it might be a bit too ambitious to go for 3 people living in a house. We have 9 houses now, so we need 1 more house. Then everybody can actually live in a house. And from there on, if we build an extra house, that should be open for new people. And all the stones are delivered now, so 2 people should come in and start to build this, which is great. And then we have the 10 houses housing everybody. Kind of hoping that they would be getting some food soon. Requires 25 farmer houses to unlock. No, we're not going to get to 25 farmer houses. This is house number 10, so that'll take some time. Well, I guess we get there at some point. I believe it should unlock a little earlier, by the way, but... Oh, it requires 25 farmers housed. Well, once this house is done, we have housed 10. So we need 3 more houses then, so that we can house 26 in total. As soon as then 25 farmers are housed, we can unlock apples. Until then, we can just start to collect apples, which is a great thing, so we should do that. Will they be delivering some stones here already, or will they do that on another house? Ah, they're delivering them to this house. That's good. There's another 2 incoming. Maybe another 2, so then they... No, that's not our stones. Okay. So maybe next time they can start to build that house too. Alright, interesting. Everybody should have a house now. So once this house gets done, it might be that people will start to come into our village straight off. And that would be good. I mean, the more people that come in, the better. As we can see daylight coming back. It's another day starting. And we get Act 1, event start, settling in. Alright, this is cool. So you get events all the time, where your advisors have a role in things and stuff. So let's see how this pans out. The foundations of your settlement have been laid, but much must be done to encourage its growth. Your Curia, a small group of advisors, will help you find your way. Chancellor Declan Bodie and Duke Donovan Stanton are those who remain from the fallen King's Curia. Sir Ozian Hayward, a trusted knight and friend, has been added to round off the group. Together you must determine where best to fledgling your efforts in fledgling your kingdom. The solution is easily found, Your Majesty. Without our people, we would not have come this far. Their resilience must be rewarded, instilling confidence in joy. Okay. Sir Ozian says, it is true, Chancellor, that we've overcome much. The tragedies of the past are but a few steps behind us. This is why we should focus on securing and protecting what we're starting here. Only with a strong defense can we find the courage to rise once more. Right, interesting. Both reasonable positions, gentlemen, I say, apparently. The Duke says, yes, Your Highness, reasonable to be certain, but yet overlooked that which most reliable maintains a growth of a kingdom. Its coffers. Without sufficient coin, it will be difficult to grow beyond simple thatch and stone. We must inspire the people. Okay. All fair points, our citizens, security, our wealth, all important to our foundations. Alright. So now we'll have to start making a choice. Do we go with Sir Hayward, safety first, above all else? And he will explain a bit more. Should we go with Chancellor Declan? How best can we help our people? Or should we go with Duke Stanton? You choose coin over citizens or security. Alright, how can we best help our people? Your Highness, without the procurement of life's necessities, we cannot flourish. Let us focus our attention on food, shelter, and other essentials so that we'll have the strength to grow our kingdom. Ah, sounds wise. Then he says, strength can only be nurtured through creating a proper defense, Your Highness. The Chancellor means well, but given the fear these people still hold, we must let them feel secure. Ah, so he's trying to persuade me to his standpoint. Food is security, Hayward, as it is shelter. Alright. So now we can basically go with the thoughts of the Duke, we can hear from the Knight, or we can agree to the Chancellor that we've been talking to. If we do one of these, we'll just go basically circle back and hear their opinions, and then we can agree to them. What I want to do is agree with the Chancellor. Let's go. Chancellor Declan is grateful for your support and informs you that he and the farmers have brought enough apples to support the early food needs for your settlements, and we get 250 apples. Oh, that's great. And this event is completed. Well, I paused the game because it kept running. It always keeps running during these events, so you better pause it so that nothing bad happens or you don't miss out on things. But that's interesting. So you get some of these conversations every now and then where you have to make choices that will affect your kingdom, of course. And in this case, I think we made the right decision to make sure that we go with the food and securities of the people. We can also now see that 2 people have joined our village. None of them is jobless, so that's not a case yet. Quite a bit in the warrior camp. So what I would like to do is open 2 jobs in the primitive stockpile so that they can do whatever they need. Then we go to the food stores and add the extra job there as soon as more people come in. And that way we're just going to refill all the jobs that we have disabled lately. I think that's the way to go to make sure that all jobs get done efficiently. Because with only 3 people in your primitive stockpile, for instance, the delivery of goods and stuff will be rather slow. And with 5, that goes a lot faster. And then maybe we can build the houses even faster. And with this, we get another house, which means that we get 2 extra people. There's already 6 stone in here now. So that might be good. Although I don't think the stone is gathered so quickly right now. No, there's only 1 person in there. But now that we have another house done, or almost very soon, there it is, we should be able to get 2 extra people in, and they can then start working in the quarry straight away. But I guess we need to wait until the other 2 houses are done as well, so that we see everything going out well. What are you doing? Why aren't you going anywhere? Bertram Rowling, you're stuck. Alright, oh, there he goes. Somebody joined our colony. Great, great, great. So now we have 2 people in the quarry apparently. Oh, there's 4 actually. Oh, because also the ones that we're building were taken out of the warrior camp, and now they're back in there. So we get good amounts of stone, and just 2 more stones in here and we can build this house. So then 2 will go out again. We'll be left with 2 in the warrior camp. That's great though, because there comes the stone, I think. Yep. So now they can build that again. And so this way slowly we grow our village. I like it. I like it. That's going pretty well. I'm happy with it. I hope you are too. But all in all, I have to say, this looks like a fun game. It has a good pace to it. It's not too hard right now. But there will be many things that we'll have to overcome at some point. One of them has to do with this Wilgrim presence, which is apparently a bad thing. We're going to get to that at some point. And if you want to know more about it, just get the playtest. It's free to download, and make sure that you do the whole tutorial, because there it will be explained. But these are bad things that can happen on our lands and that we have to take into account. So fires may start, we might be attacked by some presence, and there's all these different things that can happen. So, and every time this bar completely fills up, something will happen with it. So we'll have to see. They're building the next house. This one is just done, but they're already building the next one. There's already being stones brought into this one. So that should go fast. Yep, another person joined our colony. We have 25 now. Guess now it's time to make sure that nobody gets unemployed. So let's add this job back. Because now if the 2 builders are done and they get into the warrior camp, it's almost filled up. So we have to take that into account. Might also need even more houses than just this one that we're building now. Might be needing a few more to house all the extra people. Actually, I think we do. Now, this will be good enough for now, 2 extra right here. So I'm not going to... We should not be overdoing it. We also need to feed our people and stuff. And so far, we're not really excelling in getting big amounts of food in. We did secure this though, and now there's 3 people that can live in a house. So all of a sudden, we already have a lot of extra space. And that is something you need to keep in mind. Even if you start to expand with housing, all of a sudden, all of these houses can now have 3 people in them. Because once it's unlocked for all housing. So that means that when you have 10 houses available and all houses can have 1 extra person in them, that's 10 extra people that you also have to feed and stuff. So we have to make sure that we do things the right way and not expand too fast by building a lot of extra houses. And also at the same time opening up another slot for like 20 houses, because then you can already get 20 extra people. So we need to be wary of that. We can now see we have 2 unemployed people. And since we're going to need a lot more firewood, let's open up all jobs there. I think we still have space for new villagers, so there should be more coming in. Yep, 29. So these all have the jobs that they had, and the warrior camp also has all the jobs. So all jobs are now open and can be taken again, which is great. That's how it's supposed to be. And I think what we're going to do is try and procure some extra food. So let's build an extra orchard for apples. And make sure that we get, because we had over 200 and now we're down to 164. So we need more food. I can tell you that. We need more food. I think we actually need 2 more. That's a bunch of people though. But we do need... Ooh, Wilgrim Surge. Now the question is what's going to happen? I've seen instances where basically nothing happened. But it could also be that some people get sick, somebody dies, there's all of a sudden a fire, things like that. We see creatures coming in at some point. There's our caravan. We have military structures, but we can't build them yet, so I have to wait for that. Here's our little caravan. Maybe we should keep this somewhere close where it's safe. That might be a good option. I have not seen anything happening yet, now that the Wilgrim Search was happening, but can still happen, so we'll have to wait and see. Alright, let's get some extra apples in. Although I think lots of the houses now have apples in them, and they're not using them a lot. Still have 8. So it could be that we've seen a recent drop in the amount of apples because they're just gone from this store into the housing, but they're not eating them that fast, so we're still okay with it. And we might be even producing enough all the time. We just don't know it. What we are not producing enough is logs. So we do need 2 extra people in there soon. We have some free spaces though. So you might think that people might just want to come in here and join our village. We have 30 now. I wonder what happens if we build these houses. If they will be filled in or that more people will come and also join these houses. I don't know so far. Maybe we need luxuries for them to actually get in and occupy those houses. Then we'll work on that soon. First, let's just get these extra houses so that we are sure to have enough laborers. I think that might be the best for now. Let's set it up like this, because now they're all in the water zone. As soon as the... we need more space here, we're just going to add an extra well there too. I wonder why this goes so... Oh, they're all out there now. That's why it's going so slow. That's pretty easy. We have all the orchards now, of course. And that's a minor problem. Maybe if we do it like this... We have plenty of stone for a bit for the housing, so let's not get too bothered with that. We just want extra loggers in, get the wood in so that we can build the houses. Ah, these 2 are built now, finally. And from there on we can proceed. That's good. Well, it is nice that we have our own small, nice little settlement now. The house is done. Most of the needs are fulfilled. Yep, everything is brought in straight away. Somebody joined our colony straight away, so that's good. But we're going to need more. We want to fulfill all the jobs. We have 2 open here, 2 open here, and 6 open here. That is 10 jobs. So that is quite a lot. But I guess making our colony grow is for the next episode, because this is it for this one. We've got a first look at it, and we'll continue with this. And I hope you really enjoyed. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to it. And then, of course, I hope to see you in a brand new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.